right, so this is the movies, and this is real life. All right, that's how we're setting the stage for you today on Facebook Friday. Mark Mellinger in for Dr. John Gordon today, along with Lynda, our IVF coordinator, who everybody knows very well. I want to reassure everyone, I don't want anyone on my case or thinking that I am a bad person, even though I am. But I don't want you to think I'm worse than I am. I know I don't have a mask on today, and that is because I actually got my 2 doses of the COVID vaccine, and it has been 2 weeks. And that's because we're in healthcare, so healthcare workers are able to do that. Lynda has gotten hers, but it's only been a week. That's why she still has her mask on.
That's my second one.
Right. We would never do something irresponsible and do something like this with our masks off. Heaven forbid, we would never do that if we hadn't been vaccinated. So I just wanted to get that little disclaimer out of the way.
Next week, no mask for me. I'll have to put on makeup as well.
Right, you'll have to put on makeup.
It might be scary, guys.
You and Dr. Gordon are both going to be maskless for the first time in a long time. So, yeah, Halloween's over.
Did we ever think we'd be celebrating being maskless? 2 years ago? What?
It's weird.
It's been a weird world.
It's been a weird world, and it's been a weird year. So, speaking of weird, we're going to do this Facebook Friday thing. So you saw the intro, you know, we were sort of doing a juxtaposition between real life and the movies. And Lynda, the whole goal of this, as we bring it home for people, is that, you know, sometimes people can take these two thought process, well, they can take one thought process, sort of the movie process, into fertility treatment of all kinds when they go into it. But that's not always how it is, right?
Not always. We wish it was.
We wish it was always like the movies. We wish the results were like the movies.
But sometimes it's just not.
Mm-hmm. So in those cases, like when somebody is going through whatever, embryo adoption or in vitro fertilization or an IUI or you know, something a little less, rigorous, you know, and that outcome that they're hoping for isn't there. And what do you say to people like that? How do you prepare them to think through and walk through something like that?
Well, I like to tell people, you know, we're going to try our best, and you're going to do everything that we know to have you do. But sometimes, you know, it doesn't turn out the way we want it to. But I would say don't give up, because every time we go through one of these cycles of whatever kind of cycle, we learn more, and therefore we can adjust the treatments and hopefully get something that works for you.
And usually, here's the encouraging thing. Usually, the people who are coming through, eventually, it may not be the first time, but usually they're successful, right?
I see a lot of success in this clinic. It's just been, I mean, that's the highlight of my whole cycle, is to get to call people and tell them they have positive pregnancy test results.
Mm.
But, you know, there's on occasion a few people who it just doesn't work for. And so, you know, with them, you know, I would take the time to grieve and then just pray and see what God has in store for you, because His plan is the perfect one.
Yeah, and you know, I can think of a few couples in mind from this past year and even recent months who, oh yeah, you were just pulling for them, and if there was any couple you would have, you know, given your left arm for to see them achieve the results they wanted. It was these couples, and it just didn't happen, and it's a hard providence sometimes.
It is. It's hard to go from your expectations of it's going to happen, and you have to have those. I mean, you have to have hope to the final of it's not going to happen. And I don't like people to do that too quickly. I like for people to have hope, but at some point, the patient knows this is just not the path I need to go. You know, and that's okay. We want you to be comfortable and at peace with your decision when you decide not to do any of the treatments anymore. That, you know, it's just like, I think in today's society we have expectations of, you know, you can do it, it's going to happen if you want it to, if you want it hard enough, and, you know, sometimes that's just not the reality. So, you know, like the little leg here swinging from the story, Christmas Story, the lamp.
Great movie. Yeah.
Love that movie. To reality, my scrubs and tennis shoes. Sometimes reality is just not what we wanted it to be, but we're still here for our patients, and we still pray for them. We still want them to be successful in what they want.
Yes, and even if it's a hard reality, I mean, we are still praying for you. We still feel for you very much, and please know that you're still part of the Southeastern Fertility family. If you're one of our NEDC couples, you're definitely still part of the NEDC family. That's I don't know, probably not everybody who goes through us. I know not everybody who goes through us is a person of faith or a Christian. Though most of us here are, and if on the NADC side, we're a Christian organization. So if you're a believer, then at least you have the comfort of knowing I may not figure it out. I don't have it figured out now. I may not have it figured out even when I die and I'm 6 feet under. But God is at work somehow, redemptively, through the circumstances. So there's value to the process. Ultimately, not everything is lost, even if we don't see the results that we want here on this earthly plane. So that's my sermon for this week, and now I'll stop pretending that I have a Master's of Divinity degree. But that's what I believe, and what we all believe, and it's comforting, and we believe that it's real and true. So let's end this on a high note. So bottom line, don't give up if it doesn't work the first time, but if it finally you come to that place,
hang in there.
Grieve, hang in there, but then grieve if you don't get the results you want, and you'll be able to make a fully informed decision when you've stopped grieving, right?
Right.
So now let's end it on an up note. It is Valentine's Day weekend almost, and Lynda, I wanted to ask you for some of the things that you love about this work. And that shouldn't be difficult for you because, nobody loves our families and loves good results like you do. But what are some of the things that you love, you would say?
Oh, like you said, I love the patients. I love working with the patients. I love getting to tell good results. I don't like telling bad results. It just breaks my heart when I have to call bad results.
She takes it hard.
Oh, I do. But I think I think one of the most, or actually two of the most things that I absolutely love about this job is when I'm back in the transfer room, and if you had a transfer, like an embryo transfer, you can see this little burst of white reflected on the ultrasound when the transfer's done. And that it gives me chills even talking about it. That never gets old, thinking about that live embryo going into the uterus and what could that child become. Mm-hmm. It's just...
It gives you goosebumps. Chill bumps, as they say here in the South.
And the other is when I get the opportunity to go into the ultrasounds when people come in for their 6 weeks or 9 week ultrasounds, and you get to see the baby's heartbeat, just that little heartbeat beating in there. It's just so miraculous.
It is. It's great stuff, isn't it? It's a real privilege to be a part of this work. So much life-giving activity going on here, and I don't know that this is necessarily the career path that you and I, two middle-aged people, ever thought we would be doing when we set out in life, but here we are, and it's just proof that sometimes the road that's set out for you is better than the road that you probably intended for yourself, right? Yeah. So, that's. Yeah,
I was going to be a truck driver.
You were going to be a truck driver.
Yeah, I was. My dad said no.
Now, was was your inspiration for that Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure? Do you remember that?
No, it was BJ and the Bear.
Oh, BJ and the Bear. Okay. Yeah. Hey, pretty good show. It didn't have a long run, but it was a good 70s show. I wanted to be a baseball announcer. Actually, I still sort of wish I would have stuck with that career path, but because I still would love to do that, But this, that was a semi joke, But I do love that if I am not doing that, if I'm not broadcasting baseball, there's nothing better than this.
I know, it's just great.
Yeah,
great place to be.
Yeah, if you love life, you love faith, you love families, this is what it's about. So that is it. We hope you have a really good Valentine's Day. Dr. Gordon is going to be back next week. And Lynda, say goodbye. Wish everybody a happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day.